Okay, so we're back. Welcome back to Second Life, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. And welcome back to absolutely doing nothing interesting in Second Life. I wish I wish I could do something else, but to tell you the truth, to tell you the truth, I like I like fishing in Second Life because it's allowing me to get a few Linden dollars. One of these days, I'm thinking of creating, I guess, a new fishing rod, even though no one buys them anymore. So sad though. Back in 2009, custom fishing rods were a thing because of Seven Seas fishing game. But now, also because maybe I haven't really moved on from using basic prims, unfortunately. I can only work with basic prims when building things. I guess you can say I'm old school. I have no idea how to make things in mesh. I'm pretty sure it involves using a third-party program and then importing the mesh from the third-party program into Second Life. But with basic prims, you don't need to import anything because it's part of Second Life. You can make things from shaping, shaping basic prims. And when I say basic prims, these are the toruses, the cubes, the cylinders, the spears. What else? There are a few types of shapes available in Second Life, and you can shape them to make anything you want. Although, of course, they won't look as good as something that was made from mesh, 3D mesh. They don't even look good compared to sculpts. So before mesh, there was sculpts. Now I don't think anyone is making anything from sculpts. Anyway, again, the live stream is all about doing absolutely nothing interesting in Second Life. And right now my avatar is, where is my avatar? My avatar is, let's see where this place is. My avatar is, oh, it's right there. Is in this place called the ULSMC 1% Motorcycle Club. The region is Discovery Island and it's a moderate region. And if you look at the screen, you'll see the virtual fishing buoy is right over there. I'm just going to reset the cast counter. So the cast counter is back to 0 and I have 20 Linden dollars. It's time to go fishing. Okay, so to make this thing not so boring, because it's gonna be very boring because it's fishing. Even in real life, fishing is, I wouldn't say boring, but it takes a lot of patience. If you don't have patience, I don't think you'll be able to enjoy fishing in real life. As if I have done any fishing in real life. Of course not. It's a lot of work. I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure it will involve a lot of work. Anyway. And look at that. We have another fisher next to my avatar. Nice. See? Look, I'm not the only one fishing. That's why if you are in Second Life and you are fishing for Linden dollars and people or other avatars are making fun of you, don't be ashamed of it, because again, there are literally thousands of avatars doing the same thing. Just ignore those avatars that are telling you that you're just wasting your time. Because the bottom line is, if you are enjoying what you're doing, then it's not a waste of time. Okay, I just switched to a different screen because while I'm fishing in Second Life, I'm going to check out what's happening in YouTube land. I guess you can say I'm going to do some multitasking, and I'm not very good at it. Okay, so over here we have Star Trek 765874 Unification. First reaction. I've seen a bunch of reactions to this short film. It's not a fan film from what I've learned, because Paramount, which holds the license for Star Trek, they are involved in the, I guess, creation or development of this short film. It is a very, very short film, and I'm going to check it out again. I'm basically going to watch the reaction of this guy, Rob. I don't know who this Rob is, but I'm curious to how he is going to react to this Star Trek short film. Also, I'm going to do a lot of window switching from Second Life, switching to the browser, and switching to OBS.
Hello everyone, once again, this is Rob, and welcome back to Media Awareness and another first reaction video.
Hey Rob! Again, I have no idea who this Rob is. I'm just watching him because of Star Trek Unification.
Individual, and I use a motorized wheelchair / scooter all day, every day.
And of course, there is a cat. I think that's a cat.
My insurance will not cover anything with regard to my scooter, as they view it as a, quote, luxury item, end quote, despite the fact that I am unable to walk whatsoever, in addition to being unable to use any other type of power chair, or even a standard wheelchair for that matter, as I only have limited dexterity in one hand. In addition to that, I do not have
Okay, I think
a wheelchair at the current time.
I'm having some hearing problems.
Malfunction.
I can't understand what he's saying. What are you saying, Rob?
A scenario that I want to avoid at all costs. With that stated below the title of this video, in the
I guess it's the accent.
a separate section
Sometimes when you have a very thick accent, it's really hard to understand for those who are not in the same,
that is
I guess, location or
to access and contribute.
country or
Seconds.
nation.
And all support is welcome. Even $5 or $10 can really help out and adds up, and I would really appreciate your help with this. What I am endeavoring to do with the fundraiser is twofold.
Let's go, Rob. Let's see
To continue
Unification
refurbishing of my existing
for the end time.
recently occurred, and as well as purchase a brand new scooter to use consistently, and have my current scooter, which is from 2019, and it is now almost 2025, so it's getting up there in age, and it's really in need of parts. So with that stated, the reason why I'm doing this is because for roughly 2 weeks I was without power to my scooter, as the battery charging mechanism had failed entirely and needed to be replaced along with some other parts as well.
I guess Rob is also a fan of cats.
In addition to that,
We have like, I forgot how many. We have like maybe 20 cats.
as I need
We lost 2 kittens, sadly.
that time frame to get me from point A to point B, and it really robbed me of my personal level of enjoyment.
Also, Oreo is doing well,
That stated, I have chosen
and I believe he has,
to use that as my primary.
what do you call this?
Utilize my current scooter
Uric acid,
is completely refurbished.
because there was something wrong with his
That
pee.
way I'm never in a scenario where I am.
So now we're going to medicate Oreo for uric acid. Oh my goodness.
I feel that it is more than justifiable under the circumstances. And like I said, any and all help is welcome. I do want to extend a gracious thanks to those who have contributed thus far, in addition to those who plan on contributing, as your contributions have and will make a world of difference in my life. Thank you all. I love you all. On with this reaction. So, I don't really know what this is. It's a request. I received it via Facebook, and all I know is it is Star Trek related. So, hopefully this is not blocked, and hopefully you can enjoy it alongside me. However, I do have it linked in the description. It is available to watch in 4K, so I would urge you all to also, in addition to watching my video and my reaction to it,
I also think it's the mic. I think there's some kind of
so that you can enjoy it
effect
to the fullest.
on the mic.
Also enjoy it without me in the corner of the screen up there.
My microphone is not that great as well,
Mine in the box.
and it's not even my microphone.
Blocked. I will try and sneak in something.
I'm using my daughter's microphone.
Get an idea of what
She's not using it because
sound
she's using a headset with a microphone.
go through. So hopefully it is not blocked, and hopefully you can experience this alongside me and separately as well. And I will be back following this with my assessment.
Okay, let's go. It's Unification, Star Trek. It's a short film. If you haven't seen it, it's in YouTube. It's unlisted. You'll need to find the link. So these are various scenes setting up the short film. Things that happened in the past that will connect everything. There is another short film before this one. I think it's called Memories. And then there is a supercut which combines the two short films. I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a copyright claim for this. And there he is, Captain James T. Kirk from Star Trek Genesis. Did I see that movie? I think I did. Also, spoiler alert, there is no dialogue in this short film. So right now, Kirk is in the prime timeline. He was resurrected, and then that guy transported him to the Kelvin timeline. Look at that, it looks so good, right? With permission to the permission from the estate of the actors, even those actors who already passed on, they can still make movies using today's technology.
Possibilities, Spock said. And if Genesis is indeed life from death, I must return to this place again.
Since we have the technology now, I hope they continue the original series. It's supposed to be a 7-year journey to boldly go where no man has gone before. But I believe it ended with only 2 seasons. I could be wrong, maybe I'm misremembering things. Okay, I have no idea what triggered it, but my tinnitus is really loud right now. This is an amazing shot. I want this as a wallpaper. Seven six five 874. Unification. Also, I've never seen any of the modern Trek. Modern Trek sucks. They say Picard Season 3 was good, but how am I going to watch it without watching the first 2 seasons? Okay, so I'm going to end the viewing here. Going to give Rob a like because he is a Star Trek fan. That's why. Because the rest of the short film is it's just credits. There is no. It's not Marvel where they have a scene after the credits. There is no after credit scene. Okay, so that was Star Trek 765874 Unification. What do we have here? Jaguar boss attacks Nigel Farage over backlash. Well, I saw the ad and it doesn't really make sense. I thought it was an ad for a clothing line and not for a car or a vehicle. A $500,000 extortion. Okay, let's see. Why do they think that the Game Awards is scamming? Scamming who? Developers?
This is actually a follow-up to something we've talked about months ago, but now there's more to this, right? Well, actually, it's changed a little bit. It can now cost up to $500,000, $500,000 to have a spot on Opening Night Live 2020.
Wow.
Not Game Awards, Gamescom. We talked about this leading up to the Gamescom this year because there was people were saying it was costing like $300,000 to $400,000 to have a spot there, and that led.
Why?
Wild conspiracy theory, which I think is actually true, that Cream and Nazma came up.
Are they getting hundreds of millions of views?
The cost to show your game at the Opening Night Live is set to get even more expensive for studios, and that's according to a new report from the German outlet Gamesrichkraft. Jeff Keighley's annual event at Gamescom is charging up to $500,000 for a spot on the Opening Night Live show in 2025. Now, the report claims that...
Imagine, with that amount of money, you can get more views
just under
from content creators combined.
80-second ad, which is 3 minutes, based on the currency conversion rate.
Excuse me.
Now, a 3-minute ad is one with 2 tiers for 2025, along with a 150-second ad for roughly, we'll say, $420,000.
No wonder they're trying to patent the words Game Awards.
In 2024. Increased range.
They obviously don't want anyone using the words Game Awards besides them. That is so scummy.
Isn't he? Yeah, Nuck Nuck looking to be the Super Bowl of freaking gaming.
Nuck Nuck is...
It's like Marvel and DC owning superheroes. My goodness.
Now that's
how are they allowing that? How are they allowing patenting of words?
This is we talked about, you know, leading into the 2024 one, with this is just extortion at this rate, and it's just a good way to effectively gatekeep potential indie or AA games that are really fucking good, but they just don't have the money to get an ad spotlight. And meanwhile, you'll see a fucking cajillion fucking Souls-like card-based clone games. You go, it's all the same shit.
All funded indirectly by Sony and Microsoft and all these big companies, except for really Valve. Valve doesn't get in on that stuff. I don't see them ever really getting in on funding these shit indie games, but you'll see like indie showcases are always like funded by Xbox and PlayStation and neither, well, not really Nintendo either, but a lot of these big companies will go EA and fund them, and it feels like a fucking psyop. Like that's my conspiracy theory. People believe that, you know, JFK was molested by aliens. I believe that the big gaming companies are trying to push shit indies on us so that we just assume all indies are shit and then we keep buying AAA, except for it doesn't fucking work because people can go and play indies all the time.
It doesn't
whenever they want.
It doesn't work in today's age because everybody just has access to so much.
Exactly. It doesn't work.
They can look at.
Well, it still works because there are stupid people out there, but in general, it doesn't really work because everyone has access to information. Everyone has access. As long as they invest just a few seconds of their time to look into something.
Dominance over like how much space and time there is available for the little guys. The big companies, Xbox, Sony, they're all going to grab as much time as possible for their own stuff, and it's going to keep everything out. Yeah, it's very, very similar to like the Super Bowl. Like I said earlier, is that there's only going to be so much time available, and they know that they're going to have so many eyes on this, so that's why they're making this ridiculously high price for it.
$500,000 to get an ad. Which, like, seriously, which indie game developer? A small team, one person to like 20 people. They don't have $500,000 to spend on a 3-minute ad.
If they don't have the money, then they don't have to advertise.
That's every process. That's all the marketing. That's
the best advertising is making a good game. If you make a good game,
it's a shame that they've basically
word of mouth will push it
and I can't
to everyone. It will be carried by word of mouth.
Is Jeff Keighley really offering?
Let the big publishers spend millions of dollars in their Concords in their dustborns.
quite as much. They're
They
laying
can
really tight
spend billions on games like that.
comes more next year. You'll have more
It doesn't mean gamers are going to play them
put into place by these companies.
because they're shit.
You know,
That's why.
stop the water coming into the hull of the ship.
What is this? Fox News just dropped a nuke. This was like 4 days ago. Whoa, look at that. Hyperrealism. The next gen technology will change games forever. I don't really care about hyperrealism. They're just making the, they're just increasing the file size of graphics because of their 16K textures. We don't really need that, my goodness. And then the gameplay is shit. Or the gameplay is very basic. The only thing it has is its 16K graphics. Okay, Unification. I'm not going to cry. Let's go check this one out from Unbridled Mayo. Again, I don't know who this guy is or what this channel is about, but it's Star Trek. At least it's good Trek, not the bad Trek.
Star Trek has a long history of storytelling where it leads the viewers to form their own opinions on what the episode is trying to tell them. This has, in my humble opinion, never been truer than Otoy's latest release, 765874 Unification, brought to you from the Roddenberry archives. This isn't in the way that each episode presents you with a new moral dilemma each week, but it's in a way that there are definitely different opinions on how to interpret this piece of art. And yes, I'm calling it art. Unification tells a story of Kirk reuniting with his old friend Spock in his last days. This actually ties in with a few previous releases and brings it all together. This is from the Enterprise D being salvaged from Viridian 3, to Yeoman's premonitions of an alternate timeline, to Spock himself visiting the grave of his long-lost friend, using a form of AI technology to bring back the heroes of the past as we once knew them. This short film is nothing short of beautiful. However, there have been a few opinions about what's actually happening in Unification. For example, one interpretation seems to be that Kirk has actually been brought back from the dead. This is because there's a short clip of Kirk's remains or a monitor of them as they appear in...
That was the general sentiment, that he was brought back to life.
The rest of Picard. It's amazing, but I digress. Now, when we first see Kirk walking through the grass in his Generations uniform, we're led to believe that he's come back from the dead. May I remind everyone that this is only implied as we see Kirk's remains in a premonition. Spock doesn't go to visit them at Daystrom Station. What I take from this is that when Spock went to Viridian 3, he brought the remains of his friend back to Starfleet. He didn't want him to be left alone on an alien planet. That said, why a normal human skeleton was submitted to a research facility, I'll never know. A memorial site would have been better suited for one of Starfleet's most legendary heroes. In any case, we see Kirk reunite with Sarek from Star Trek III, The Wrath of Khan, The Search for Spock, where it appears that she has a son. This references the fact that she had a child with Spock in content outside of the original series and the movies. She happily greets Kirk as much as a Vulcan can be happy, and essentially shows him the direction where Spock is. Kirk and Spock are finally together again. Jim holds the hand of his old friend, reassuring him that everything is okay, and they look out to the sunset with the words, "For Leonard Nimoy." Can't think of anything more fitting. What this shows me is the ending that Kirk and Spock should have got but never did. To be fair, I actually do feel that Star Trek The Undiscovered Country was a perfect send-off for the entire crew, but because the studios wanted to have the Kirk and Picard meeting that all the fans were apparently asking for, and also they just wanted Kirk to die, because, you know, reasons, we were shown a certain unceremonious death. Yes, we do have the foreshadow of Star Trek V when Kirk, Spock and McCoy were at the campfire, and Kirk said that he knows when he's going to die because he's going to be alone. But even with that said, Generations just left a bad taste in the mouth. Separately, we had Spock transported to an alternate timeline where, again, he was in a place where his loved ones just couldn't get to him, which, if Kirk really was alive in Unification, it doesn't add up to why the original actress who played Sarek would actually be there. My interpretation of the whole thing is that Spock experiences Yeoman's premonitions of where both him and Kirk will just simply end up. In Unification, we see Kirk already dead at this point and is just simply crossing over to the afterlife. He sees a representation of Sarek telling him it's okay, just go see a friend. He then experiences a dream sequence where he sees himself in a past life, the original series and the Wrath of Khan version, and essentially the journey to the man that he was when he died, as they eventually just fade away, which brings him to the room where Spock lies. As the two embrace each other, Spock gives him one last eyebrow and they're both seemingly at peace as they watch the sunset together. I'm not crying, you are. Alright, now regardless of how you look at this, you can't deny that this 9-minute short film is one of, if not the most, powerful pieces of work in the entire Star Trek franchise. Don't believe me? Look at the comments. It's obviously done a lot of good, and honestly, the creators of this need to take their bow. Well done, guys. However, there is one last question I do need to ask you. Would you like mayo with that?
So as you can see, folks are having their own understanding or interpretation of what happened in 765874 Unification. So for Unbridled Mayo, Kirk wasn't resurrected. It was just his spirit. It was his spirit meeting Spock's spirit as they travel, as they move on to the afterlife. It's not wrong. They can have all kinds of interpretation because it was very vague as to what really happened, and also there was no dialogue, so you'll just have to what do you call this, read between the lines, although there are no lines in the short film. Twitch removed his ads. Pile Software talks about how Twitch forced ads on Asmongold, then demonetize him because of this. I don't get it. Let's see. This is from the channel The Library of Software.